Time to get funked up, baby, in TP Corleone's Funk Zone. Funky music, entertainment, media, and more. But all things are funky. Can you dig it now?
Party people, what it do, baby. Thank you once again for tuning in to TP Corleone's Funk Zone. You dig? I have a very special guest. Well, actually, all of my guests are special because nobody is on my show that I don't like. Remember that. I want to have people on the show because I have to, because I dig them, and I'm privileged, you dig. So, before we get into it, like the video, subscribe, all that good stuff, and we're going to get it cracking with one of the most talented singers I've personally known and have heard within the past few recent years from my town, Chi-Town. I like to call her a house diva extraordinaire, entrepreneur, businesswoman, and all the above, a Renaissance woman, Sheree Hicks. How you doing, Sheree? What's up, baby girl?
Hey, TP, how are you?
Good. Thank you for squeezing me into your very busy schedule. I know you got a lot of things cracking and going on, especially right around this time. So thank you so much for blessing my funk zone, you dig, So
Sure.
you got it. So as I did describe you as a singer, entrepreneur, just all around Renaissance diva extraordinaire, let's get into what it is that actually got you into the music business and so forth. And how would you describe the music that you do?
Okay, well, I've been singing for a pretty good part of my life. Originally from Memphis, so I kind of grew up singing in church. And when I got a little bit older, my mother relocated us to Chicago. So I continued here. And then I ended up with a female trio group back in the 90s. And
Really?
hmm and that's when I took it a little bit more seriously because we moved out of Chicago with management and some other groups from Chicago. It was like four groups that traveled from Chicago to California in search of record deals. So we ended up out of the crew being the first ones to get the like a major deal, which was with Def Jam at the time.
Really? I knew nothing about that. That's serious. That's heavy.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
from Chicago, this happened. When you left Chicago, this went down.
yes. We
Okay.
got our record deal singing a cappella over the phone on like speakerphone to Russell Simmons.
No, wait. Now you're talking about Russell Simmons. What? Wait,
Yeah,
wait. Y'all sang a cappella.
we sang a cappella.
That's like something from a book, that's something from a Lifetime movie or something. Really, that's heavy, Okay. So y'all
Well,
got a
Christopher
deal.
Williams
Mhm.
introduced. Yeah, we did. Yeah. So Christopher Williams, there was this place called the Oakwood Apartments. And back then, that was the spot where all the upcoming artists would move because they would have these rooms, meeting rooms, and execs would come to the Oakwoods to see what talent was in California.
Okay.
So Christopher Williams was in the Oakwoods, and we introduced ourselves to him, and he was real plugged back then, and introduced us to this young lady named Tracy, who was an A&R for Def Jam. She called Russell on speaker. We sang, and he was like, "What you waiting on? Sign them. They sound great."
Just like that.
And that's how everything started for us. Yeah.
Do you mind if I ask what was the name of that group?
Yes, the name of the group was called Ask Me, like you're asking me what's the name of the group, and it
Okay.
stood for April, Sheree, and Kira Moving Everybody. It was an acronym.
Wow, that's
For the
heavy.
group. Yeah. So from there we started, doing background sessions, and Charlie Wilson lived in the Oakwoods. He was our next door neighbor. So
Really?
yeah, kid you not. Yeah, he would sit us down like little soldiers and tell us about, publishing and, getting your music copywritten and, what percentages are. And, he just schooled us. And, he had a battle back in the day. Drugs, talked to us about drugs, telling us, what to look out for when people are approaching us, took us to his house that he
Uncle Charlie.
Uncle Charlie.
He was Uncle for real, huh?
Yeah. Took us to his house that he lost back then to show us this is what I had. But you know, with the situations that he had, it caused him to lose it. But of course, he bounced back and
yes,
you know, he's back doing his thing. So, but yeah, that was our start.
That was a big blessing. That was a blessing to even have that schooling from him, you know, especially seeing that he has such a long career right now, still doing his thing, you know, Uncle Charlie.
Right, yeah.
You know, that explains something that I noticed about you. When I was seeing you perform a few times that I have, you perform in such a seasoned way, like a super professional, like you've been doing it forever, but you've had, you know, you were around, you know, people like him, and you had to deal way back in the day with, you know, Def Jam and so forth, you know, so that explains, because, you know, you do house now,
right.
And from many of no disrespect to anybody, because everybody is doing their best, giving it all. I really appreciate that, but no disrespect to anybody else that's a house singer, but you are probably one of the most professional, natural singers on stage that I've ever seen. I mean, that explains a lot, you know what I'm saying? That explains.
Thank you.
Yeah. So let me ask you this. You're doing house now.
Yeah.
What led you to started gravitating towards house music? I mean, did you choose house, or did house choose you because you were in Chicago? How did that all come about, that transition?
Well, when I was doing the R&B music back in the 90s, we had gone through a couple of deals, and you know, by the time the album was about to come out, music started changing and the digital world started taking over.
Yes.
And before we could get our album out, it was already on the streets, being sold, Black Market, the whole 9 yards. So after about 7 or 8 years of that, I was just tired, came back to Chicago, and I felt like I put my life on hold. So I ended up getting married, having my daughters, and just took a break from it all. So once my youngest daughter was old enough to go to school and say if somebody was hurting her or anything, where she could verbalize something, and I felt comfortable with her being in daycare and stuff, that's when I got back into it. And I ran into Sean Ali, who was a DJ from Chicago, and I forgot he was a DJ, because me and him, we were friends. I used to go to his basketball games, so that's what
really?
I did. Yeah, so when we ran back into each other, and he was like, you know, you should be doing some house music. You're from Chicago. You ever thought about that? And I was like, no, I haven't thought about that, because that's not my background. That's not what I do. That's not my...
Right.
You know, I don't singing, you know, like that. That wasn't my style. My vibe is a little bit more laid back, where you can, you know, I like to story tell. So that's why the writing part is so important to me. So what he did was introduce me to what soulful house music was. Told me about people like Mark Evans, Nathan Adams, Stephanie Cook, you know, those kind of voices. So when I heard it, I'm like, oh, this is what soulful house is. I can do this all day.
Right, okay.
Yeah. So he started getting into production. We knew each other, and I trusted him because I've been knowing him for so long. I didn't know the other people in house music.
Right.
So he had to kind of show me who to be in communication with, and you know, the type of people that I should be in communication with based off of my skill set, with, you know, the professionalism of the R&B side of me, just kind of gravitating over to the house music side of it.
Okay, Sean Ali, that's nice right there. That's a nice little story, you know, because he is a producer, right, and DJ, right? You know. So what? So I know he has to be one of your favorite, because you work with him, y'all, you know, to this day. Any other producers that you can say you enjoyed working with the most, or help bring the best out of you? And you
oh my goodness, yes, Josh Milan, that was a really good collaboration.
Yeah.
Jahad Muhammad.
Yes.
Shahir Williams from New Jersey. A lot of the cats from the UK, like Cafe 432, Booker T, Pope from Baltimore. It's just so many. I have a lot of good working relationships with the producers.
Yeah, that's what's up. Because when you actually look at your discography, I encourage anybody watching this video to check out Sheree's discography. It reads like a who's who on the producers end of the best producers in house music. You did what I'm saying? So that's very impressive. You know, another thing I'm impressed about you is some artists, well, some, I would just say singers, people who perform, they just work with anybody just to say they have a record out there, you know what I mean? And some are kind of selective about who they choose to work with and so forth, you know. I put people like Snoop Dogg in that category, you know, people like that, you know, or, you know what I mean? When they work with a producer, the producer got to bring their A game, you know what I'm saying? Because they know what you coming with. So I kind of always seen you as one of those artists. Just check the resume, baby. Check the resume, you dig? That's what's up. That's what's up. So what you got out right now? Tell us about what projects you have going on right now that you want us to be aware of that we should have on notice on our radio.
Okay, so I have my first release on my own label for 2021.
Okay.
And that's called Official.
Official.
And I did a video for it because I really love the track so bad, so much. And that was from a kind of newer producer from New Jersey named Conway Casey. His music is incredible. So I loved it so much that I did a music video for it. It was the first release for me for 2021. And I think it reached top 5 on TrackSource.
Okay.
So that's the most current for my label. And then I have a song called Stronger that went #1. It stayed up there comfortably for about a week and a half.
Really? Okay. You chart a lot. You chart, girl. You be charting. That's what's up. I like that.
Yeah. And then Shahir Williams from New Jersey, we had one out. It's about maybe 4 or 5 that I've come out with for 2021 so far that all have been in the top 10, all of them.
Okay, how many on your label? How many of those releases were on your label? Tell us about your label, actually.
Okay, yeah. So I have my own label called Chic Soul Music, and chic is about being classy, you know, like real polished, and of course we know what soul is. And Chic Soul Music, and I even have it tattooed on my arm.
Oh, that's what that is. I can dig that. Okay.
Feather pen for my writing.
Okay. Oh, okay.
That's the name of my label this year. But I've had about maybe 15 releases since I've launched it. So
okay. Now, I kind of got caught slipping today because one of my favorite bands or artists of all time is the band Chic. I should have worn my Chic t-shirt. I'd have clean. Wow. Because like you said, classy, you know, groovy.
Yeah.
I dig that. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, and that's actually your sound. Your sound is classy, groovy, and soulful, you know. So I assume you love soulful house. I assume you love it now after you introduced my song.
Yeah, I love it. You know what? Soulful house music is really the best of both worlds. Mm-hmm. And the reason why I say that is because it's like an R&B song to a BPM of 120 or higher.
Yeah.
So it's like, you know, you like what R&B songs are talking about, but you want to listen to the song for more than 4 minutes.
Yeah.
So you have the R&B part of it, which is what you're talking about, and the vocal layering and everything. And then you have the BPM, so you can move and groove to it, like your show is, move and groove.
Yeah.
And, you know, you don't have to just cut it off in 4 minutes. So it's like the best of both worlds.
Yes, because the R&B song after 4 minutes, that's it.
You know that's it, right? You want
that's it. Yeah, but because it's party music, got the party, keep it going. Know what I mean? Keep it going. Yeah, exactly. I dig that. Yeah. So I know now I've been affected. All of us have been affected one way or another, positively or negatively. Of course, you know what I'm about to talk about, this mother effing pandemic. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Yeah. So I've seen, I mean, it's affected us in so many ways. We've seen like actors, actresses, you know, come from, yes, exactly. But we've seen people like in Hollywood doing podcasts now and things like that just to keep working, just to keep the money flowing. Then you see others who weren't doing that, just who probably lost their 9 to 5 doing anything online just to keep the money flowing. And some can't cope. Some just, I don't know, stressing out. And some aren't here no more. You know, God rest their soul, you know, churches, everything. So, what's happening with how you are coping with the whole situation? Talk to me.
Okay, so the pandemic has affected my family personally. I'll
Oh,
start
yeah.
with the sorrow part of it. I lost my brother to it.
Jesus Christ,
Uh,
I didn't know. Really?
yeah, yeah, I
I'm so
did.
sorry. My condolence. I'm serious. My
Thank
condolence.
you so much. Yeah, so we lost him in November.
Oh, that's so
Um,
soon. That's
yeah,
Christ. I'm so sorry.
very close. Me and my brother is very close. So
Oh,
he was 50 and I'm 48, so we're only 2 years apart. But I
geez.
lost him. But the beauty of it is that it allowed me to just sit back, relax, focus on my family, and just really get my thoughts out. Because the whole pandemic, it has messed with a lot of our psyche because this is like foreign to all of us.
Yeah.
We've never experienced this. I still have my grandmother, and I asked her, throughout your lifetime, have you ever experienced anything like this? And she said no. She's never seen anything like this either. So it has affected us, mentally. And we try to be creative and stay creative. And in the process of me being at home a lot, it really allowed me to pick that pen up, and just put my thoughts out there. So when things started getting a little bit better, I would reach out to my engineer and be like, I need to get something down. I need to get my thoughts out. So the good part about it is that it really allowed me to just take a breather and just think and get my thoughts out. So that part has been great.
Okay. Well, my heart is still beating from what you told me about your brother. I
Uh-huh.
didn't expect that. I didn't
Yeah.
expect that.
Yeah.
When you lose a loved one close to you like that, it changes your life.
Yeah.
I've had a lot of family in the South have caught. I think 5, 6 of my cousins, uncles, and aunts have caught it down south in Alabama. I'm blessed that they're still here with me. On my wife's side,
Mhm.
I think there may be maybe some people who've caught it as well. So
Yeah.
it's scary. So would you say some? Are you doing as far as precautions? Are you big on doing the precautionary things? With
Absolutely.
masks
Yeah.
and everything.
Yeah. Now I don't tell people one way or the other to get the
Exactly.
vaccine, but since I lost my brother to it and I know what it can do if you don't have it, I wish he was here to have an opportunity to get it. So I was one of those, I'm not dead set, I am not getting it because I didn't even get the flu shot. But with me losing somebody so close to me, that was the deciding factor for me to go ahead on and get it. So I did get the first one. I get the second one on the 25th. So that
Okay.
was that was the reason why I decided to get it.
Yeah, big ups to you for that. Yeah, I was kind of like that myself. I also work at a hospital, so that kind of was one of my
Oh,
deciding factors of getting it. I got it early because
okay.
I got tired of seeing people that may have had it or had it and then having nightmares at night wondering, wow, did I catch it? You know what I mean? And
Right.
also, like you said, when you have people that's close to you have caught it or passed away or so forth, that kind of changes things. I don't preach vaccinations either. It's your choice, but I think
Right.
you said this is brand new. Something like this happens once every 100 or 200 years or so. But
Right.
was there ever a worldwide pandemic though? Was it ever
Right.
worldwide? You know what I mean? So it's heavy. So we're dealing with, unprecedented times, so we all gotta support each other, let all that craziness go away, that hate that's going on in the world. I think this pandemic has a lot to do with some of the hate that's been increasing, in the world.
Yeah.
People just losing their minds, you know what I mean?
People losing it.
Losing their
Yeah.
minds, they're losing their
Yeah.
minds. But we ain't gonna lose our minds, you know what I'm saying? I was we gonna keep it moving all night long in peace. That's a big on do. That's a big on do. So,
Right.
I was curious again back to the label. Have you signed any acts to the label, like as far as artists that you felt could represent the label well, or you just like some of their music so much that you wanted them to be released on your label or what?
So basically, this is how I did it.
Yeah,
Like
just curious.
I use myself as the guinea pig. So I always put myself out there first when I'm doing something big like that
Uh-huh.
before I involve other people. So when I do have other artists do a song, it's always a single. I don't do albums with them. I just do one single so we can put it
Smart.
out there, see what it does, and let them reap the benefits of it and stuff like that. So far there have been two artists, Lester J and a young guy by the name of Jaleel. So what I tried to do with him was kind of bridge the gap between the older crowd and the younger crowd, so
Yep.
house music can evolve. So
Yes.
that's why I got Joel. He's in his 20s, so he did a record. It was amazing. Did really great for him, and
Is it out?
yeah, it was out about maybe 2-3 years ago.
Yeah, put me up on that. I kind of slept on that, because I love knowing that younger people, when I hear young people like in their 20s getting involved in house, we need that. We
We need
that.
it.
Yeah, because I'm almost scared for a while that house almost evolved until lounge music. At some places you go to like to a little lounge or something, they don't get up off the ass. No, we need them young people in it too,
Right, because I'm not going to the clubs with no canes and
yeah, right. Big up for you for putting him out. You know what I mean? Big ups to you for that.
Right.
Okay. So we're gonna wrap it up. I know I could talk to you all day. I know you got things to do. I could talk to you all day and everything. But before I let you go, anything you want to get off your chest that I didn't mention at all, or any other projects you want to mention, or what we need to be abreast of or keep look forward to and so forth?
Well, the main thing I want people to go out and get that official, which is the first one on the label for 2021. Check out the video, Sheree Hicks and Conway Casey official. And if you want to get the music, you go to my label instead of TrackSource to chicsoulmusic.com. And it's a lot of music on there. A lot of my releases from my own label on there. It's, you can see who all have released stuff on it, other producers, photos, videos, everything on there. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah, get it from you directly. Get it from Sheree directly. Another cool thing about this brand, this genre of music, it don't really get old. You know what I mean? Unlike, say, hip hop and R&B, which is so trendy. Like after 3 months, the song is dead now.
Right.
Not in house. So yeah. So check out Chic Music, y'all. You know what I mean? Check out Sheree Hicks. Check out her website. Like the video, subscribe, and thank you once again for blessing my zone, TP's.
My total pleasure. This was great.
No problem. Keep doing what you're doing, baby girl.
You too.
All right, peace and love to you.
All right.
All right.